Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, lesson 81. Reducing fractions, part 1. Okay. Multiply to find an equivalent fraction. 1/2 times 3/3. So you just multiply straight across. 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now we're going to get into reducing fractions, which you guys have already done a little bit. Reducing is changing a fraction to an equivalent fraction with smaller terms. So we're going to do this problem backwards. So we think if we have the fraction 3/6, we're going to divide it by a number that can go into both 3 and 6. So you go through your numbers. 1, yes, of course, but anything divided by 1 is itself, so that wouldn't change it. 2 cannot go into 3 because that's an odd number. So 3 is the number. So we're going to divide it by 3/3. And that equals 1/2. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we've got example 1. Reduce the fraction 6/8 by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2. So 6/8 divided by 2 over 2. And so 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And that is a reduced fraction already because nothing can go into 3 or 4 to make it smaller. Example 2. Which of these fractions cannot be reduced? Well, let's see. Can anything go into both 2 and 6? Yes. The factors of 2 are 1 and 2, and the factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. And 2 can go into both of them. So we're going to divide it by 2 over 2, and that equals 1/3. And 3/6. 1 and 3 can go into 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 6 can go into 6. So we're going to divide this one by 3. And 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 3. Sorry. And then we've got 4 divided by 6. So the factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. And the factors of 6, again, are 1, 2, 3, and 6. So 2 is what that can go into both of them. And that equals 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that equals 2/3. And our last one is 5/6. The factors of 5 are 1 and 5, because that's a prime number, which means the only factors are 1 in itself. And the factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. And there's nothing besides 1 that can go into both of these. So the answer to which fraction cannot be reduced is 5/6. Example 3. Add 1/8 and 5/8 and reduce the answer. Okay, so 1/8 plus 5/8 equals 1 plus 5 is 6, and when we add, the denominators stay the same, 6/8. And then we've got to reduce the number. So 6/8 can be reduced by 2, can go into both of those. So divided by 2 over 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So your answer is 3/4. Example 4. Subtract 5/6, or 5/6, take away 2 and 1/6, and reduce your answer. So 5 and 5/6, take away 2 and 1/6. And I'm going to write my answer up here next to it. So 5/6 take away 1/6 is 4/6. And 5 take away 2 is 3. Now we've got to reduce our answer. So we're going to divide just the fraction part by 2 over 2, because these numbers are both even, so 2 can go into them. And that equals, our whole number is 3, and then 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our reduced fraction answer is 3 2/3. And I want you to write, not all fractions can be reduced. Only fractions whose terms can be divided by the same number can be reduced. So for your lesson practice, you've got 9 here to do. I started out with numbers and then I went to letters. So number 1 is 3/8 minus 1/8. Number 2 is 3/10 plus 3/10. Number 3 is 2/3 times 1/2. So remember the rules, like when you're subtracting, the denominators stay the same. When you're adding, the denominators stay the same. When you're multiplying, the denominators get multiplied as well. For 4, 5, and 6, reduce the fractions. So reduce this fraction, 1 3/9. 5, reduce this fraction, 2 6/9. 6, reduce this fraction, 2 5/10. For 7, 8, and 9, it says find the sum or the difference. Remember to reduce. For 7, it's 1 1/4 plus 2 1/4. For K, it's 1 1/8. I'm sorry, number 8, 1 1/8 plus 5 5/8. And number 9, 5 5/12, take away 1 1/12. So the thing to remember about reducing fractions is that the number on the numerator and the denominator both have to be divided by the same number. And these fractions are equal. So I want something else I want to show you. I want you to notice that your answer 3 4/6 is virtually the same as 3 2/3, because 2/3 times 2 over 2 equals 4/6, which is what it was there. So whether you're dividing it or multiplying it, this number is 1, right? Remember how we did this thing with ones? Whether you're dividing it or multiplying it, it's with 1, a fraction equal to 1. Because you want the fraction to be the simplest fraction, but the same fraction. So it's an equivalent fraction. All right, have a great day.